This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Amanda Stevens, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Monday, May 25th. President Lai Ching-te unveils a plan to assist 1 million SMEs in smart transformation by 2040. Taiwan's president and premier offer condolences and aid for the Shanxi coal mine explosion. And the foreign minister says U.S. arms sales are proceeding according to law and procedures. But first, today's top story. On Monday, President Lai Ching-te said his 100 billion NT dollar or $3.15 billion US dollar plan proposed last Wednesday will be combined with the 10 new AI infrastructure initiatives with the goal of helping 1 million small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs, achieve smart transformation by 2040. This comes after the president announced the 100 billion NT dollar plan at his inaugural anniversary last week, meant to be a total amount paid out over 8 years. President Lai met with representatives from Taiwan's factory associations at the presidential office Monday to deliver the announcement. In his speech, he acknowledged the hard work of all of Taiwan's factory workers, whose labor has turned Made in Taiwan into an international brand. He also thanked the industrial organizations specifically involved in sustainable development for their efforts encouraging member companies to implement sustainable change for the future. He noted the fundamental need to enhance industrial competitiveness alongside the economy's continued growth. The president singled out SMEs, traditional industries, and local factories, whose combined output supports half of Taiwan's economy. As a show of support, Lai said his government will actively promote the MSME Diversified Revitalization and Development Plan, combined with the 10 new AI infrastructure initiatives to fast-track the upgrading of Taiwan's SMEs by 2040. Lai summed up Taiwan's economic strategy as based in Taiwan, positioned globally, and marketed worldwide. He said that, in the future, the government will support industries using resources where they are most needed. This promise includes funding, technology, industry transformation, and market access, all with the hope that Taiwan's factories can steadily update and operate with peace of mind. President Lai Ching-te, in a Saturday post on X, expressed his deep sorrow and condolences to the Shanxi coal mine explosion victims and their families. He said Taiwan is willing to provide humanitarian assistance and that he hopes for the speedy rescue of those trapped. Premier Zhou Rongtai also posted on Facebook that evening, conveying his sincere concern and condolences to the injured, the deceased, and their loved ones. On Friday, May 22nd, a gas explosion occurred at the Liushenyu coal mine in Qinyun County, Shanxi Province, China. According to media updates, the death toll is currently 82, with 128 injured, 2 missing, and rescue efforts still underway. As of the weekend, the executives of the Shanxi Tongzhou Group Lianshenyu coal industry, which operates the Lianshenyu mine, have been detained, and the investigation into the explosion is ongoing. In simplified Chinese, the president stated that, in the face of such a major disaster, Taiwan can provide aid if needed. He also offered a prayer for the deceased to rest in peace. Premier Zhou also posted in simplified Chinese, expressing his regret over the heavy casualties and his hopes that rescue efforts will proceed smoothly and the injured will recover soon. He also wished for a safe and steady reconstruction effort in the area, allowing the people to return to normal life as soon as possible. Foreign Minister Lin Jialong says the $14 billion US arms sale to Taiwan is proceeding with accordance to the law and procedures. That came during an interview at the legislature on Monday. Lin's statement comes amid foreign media speculation that the sale has been put on hold following a meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping earlier in May. Lin said that there are institutional communication channels between Taiwan and the U.S., and Taiwan has received a briefing from the U.S. government regarding the Trump-Xi meeting. He said the United States government has repeatedly confirmed that U.S. policy toward Taiwan remains unchanged. Lin added that both sides agree that the threat to peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait stems from China's military threats. Taiwan recently distributed a civil defense manual to all citizens, even translating the book into English. However, the necessary booklet wasn't translated into any of the other languages used by Taiwan's thousands of other migrant workers. deepening already existing inequalities between Taiwan's foreign working population. RTI's English reporter James Thompson has more details.
Migrant workers are treated as economically indispensable in Taiwan, but would be especially vulnerable during a crisis such as a Chinese blockade, according to the European Values Centre for Security Policy. The think tank recommended that these foreign workers be included in defence resilience planning. European Values Centre for Security Policy, Taiwan Office Senior Project Coordinator Olympia Kott, made the remarks at a report briefing supported by the Frederick Neumann Foundation for Freedom in Taipei on Monday, May 25th. Kott said Taiwan hosts more than 800,000 migrant workers, referring to blue-collar and care workers from countries including Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines and Thailand. This foreign labour is structurally embedded in Taiwan's economy, she explained, including manufacturing, caregiving, construction and fisheries. Migrant workers often face employer-dependent visa arrangements, broker systems, limited job mobility, language barriers, and limited access to labour protections. These inequalities could become more serious during a crisis, including evacuation scenarios, she warned. Crises don't actually create these inequalities, but they expose and intensify them, Kott said, adding that migrant communities may also be more vulnerable to targeted influence operations and identity-based disinformation. European Values Centre for Security Policy head of Taiwan office Marcin Zizewski said migrant workers have been excluded from Taiwan's whole-of-society defence discussions. He cited as an example the government's Civil Defence Manual that was translated into English but not Indonesian, Tagalog or Vietnamese. This is James Thompson with Radio Taiwan International, reporting in Taipei.
The Air Force announced it will be installing Auto Ground Collision Avoidance Systems, or Auto GCAS, on all F-16V Block 20 fighter jets in Taiwan, but that the installation will take longer to integrate. The project is expected to begin soon and finish in September of 2028. On Monday, legislators questioned Air Force personnel about the ongoing project to install Auto GCAS in its fighter jets, with KMT legislator Lin Dufu in particular expressing concern about the installation progress. Air Force Chief of Staff Li Qingren explained that due to the jet's current analog systems, integrating the Auto GCAS will take more time and won't be completed until 2028. He said,
"The software will be installed in July, with hardware gradually integrated starting in September. The entire project will be completed in 2028.
The reason for the delay is twofold. While newer F-16V fighter jets Taiwan purchased already come with Auto GCAS installed, the Block 20s are an older variant that Taiwan has manually upgraded. Additionally, the process must be done with extreme care, as the new systems being installed have the ability to take control of the plane in case of emergencies to prevent a crash. The correct integration of the system requires significant time to ensure maximum efficacy and safety. The issue is of special concern following the tragic loss of an F-16V and Air Force Captain Xin Bai in early January after a suspected spatial disorientation case during a nighttime training. Subtropical Taiwan rarely sees snow, even in the dead of winter. So when white fluff fell from the sky in the heat of May, the public was understandably surprised.
Outside a metro station in Taipei, what appears to be snow is falling from the sky. Several people filmed the white fluff, loudly exclaiming their surprise. The snow is actually the fruiting seed pods of the kapok tree, famous for its fiery red-orange flowers in April. The pods mature and split in May, and when the wind picks up, the seeds and their cotton-like fibers are blown away to a new location to possibly grow new trees. The falling fluff is as beautiful as real snow, even though it is a problem to clean up. Some people also say they experience allergy symptoms triggered by the fibers. Kapok trees found in every city around Taiwan are fast-growing and prized for their flowers. However, with public complaints over their seeds causing not only health issues, but also a mess, cities may be facing a dilemma there's no way to solve. Michelle Chang for RTI News.
Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Amanda Stevens. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features, brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.